Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Last Chance Qualifier here at Worlds 2019 in Minnesota. My name is Asa for Gold Squadron Podcast. Joining me today is
Darren Granger.
Thank you very much. On your left-hand side of the screen, we have Stefan Gunnar. He is from Reykjavik, Iceland, here for his first World Championships, and Ken Cho of District Foundry over there on your right.
I think it's safe to say he's gunning for a spot at Worlds.
Aha, there we go. It's also worth mentioning that this is sponsored by Curl-Pa Creative. We have our Curl-Pa Creative's color tokens on their ships right there. We see number pink is Scorch, number yellow is the Epsilon Cadet, and then numbers blue and red will be our Zeta Survivors. Those tokens provided by Curl-Pa Creative, and you can find your own and get 15% off by using code WORLDS2019 for 15% off at their Etsy store. So, Darren, let's talk through some of these lists. We have Stefan's list is extraordinarily fat.
Absolutely. It's a two-ship list. And we've got Rak, Rear Admiral Shirano, with Minister Tua, Moff Jerjerrod, Darth Vader, Proximity Mines, Shield Upgrade, and Dauntless. And then we've got Whisper with Duke, Passive Sensors, Fifth Brother, and Stealth Device. So both pretty chunky.
Absolutely. Stefan is the first player in this match, so his Rear Admiral Shirano will be moving before Kylo Ren, which is a great, which is a great boon for Ken.
Well, you say that, but it's going to take up a lot of real estate.
That's true.
Like, Rak is going to block up a lot of space, and Kylo, being a 5, could find himself blocked. Now, there's some interesting interactions here. So, on Rear Admiral Shirano, you've got Moff Jerjerrod.
Right.
Now, what he lets you do is he lets you do a boost in the system phase.
Now, where have we seen that before today?
So, we've seen that probably most recently at the, I think it was the Italian Grand Championship, which was a double decimator list. But what Moff Jerjerrod do is it's you spend 2 charges, and then every ship in your list may perform a red boost. Now, because it happens in the system phase, there's a few other things here that happen in the system phase. You've got the proximity mines
right
on Rear Admiral Shirano, and you've also got Whisper's decloak. So what you could find here is that Whisper can do a boost.
Right.
And then he can decloak.
And then move.
And then move.
It is absolutely crazy. Rear Admiral Shirano 2, boost, drop a mine.
Absolutely.
All of those things are definitely possible. Worth noting, too, Rear Admiral Shirano's arcs pointed up and down. We have that bow tie on a large ship.
Yep, absolutely.
I also love the interaction of passive sensors on Whisper. That's a great way to get Whisper a target lock.
It is. Whether, I think because he's got the stealth device on Whisper as well, it works well. I'm not sure whether passive sensors is better than targeting computer now that's out. I guess it comes down to personal choice.
If you're building a fat Whisper like this, I don't really see any reason not to, put the more expensive choice on.
Yeah.
I guess fire control system is also an excellent choice, as we saw back in first edition. Of course, getting rerolls is always a good thing. With that said, it's interesting to see Stefan not bidding at all. He's at 200 points, as is Ken.
Yep.
You'd think a list like this that's a little bit ace-heavy would want to take a little bit of a bid. What do you think?
You say it's ace-heavy. It's a tough one because they want to get a lot of toys in there.
Right.
And just remind me again what Minister Tua does.
So Minister Tua, in the start of the engagement phase, if you are damaged, you may perform a red reinforce action.
Right, okay, which obviously Rak wants.
Correct. Especially against a list like Ken's. It's a swarm.
Yep.
Right? It's a little mini swarm with Kylo. All of these ships are naked, but that's just efficiency. As we've been seeing all day in the last game, Rebel Beef, efficiency, naked ships, doing a very, very good job, and these First Order ties are no different. We see them coming down with 3 banks. Zeta Red coming in behind Zeta Blue, 3 bank, and then a 2 straight forward from that
Scorch.
looks like Scorch.
Absolutely.
Scorch, by the way, his pilot ability, being able to take a stress to roll 1 additional attack die. Just pure efficiency. Whisper down there, 2 straight forward.
And cloak.
There it is.
Sorry.
There's the clivate.
Take the evade. It'll be a cloak.
Exactly. So he's got all of his icons, all of his tokens out there, just to remind himself to do those actions.
Yep.
Passive sensors, by the way, will be that little blue one. Curl Creators has not given us a dedicated passive sensors icon, dedicated passive sensors token.
We should probably
yet.
speak to Andrew about that.
We should. He's a great guy. He'll make all the tokens that you want, and he'll give you 15% off on them if you use code WORLDS2019. That's on the bottom of your screen. WORLDS2019 for 15% off.
And free shipping if it's over $35 in the US.
Exactly. In the US. I'm sorry, Darren. Just the
It's
US.
okay.
Just one of the many reasons we separated from you. To get free shipping. In 2019, 200 years later. There's the cloak.
For those watching in Europe, you cannot see the disgusted look that I'm giving Asa right now.
But you can feel it. You absolutely
Absolutely.
can. So there's the cloak on Whisper, and we go back to Dials for the second round of this game.
So, what are we thinking here then, Asa?
My biggest question is where Rear Admiral Shirno is going to approach. Because it wasn't a particularly conservative opening maneuver. They did a 2 straight around that rock. So we've got lanes to go down this way. We've got a lane to go this way. And then we've got a diagonal. None of those, in my opinion, are particularly excellent. Stefan definitely wants to not get hit by all 4 of those ties at the same time if he can avoid it.
Yeah, and we could see an early use of the boot. Nope.
There's
Well, they are rattling through here, so he's doing the decloak.
Whisper's got to get up quickly.
Yep, absolutely.
Now Ken has turned all those FOs down, or excuse me, the Zetas down and towards the center of the board. He's actually following suit with the Epsilon Squadron Cadet. Wonder if he's thinking he's going to see Stefan taking that turn in route.
Yeah, and even if we don't, if we see Rack start to come this way, he can still hard turn back this way.
But here the Zetas, the 5 straight of Legend.
Yep.
Racing forward to catch Whisper. I definitely think Ken's absolutely correct in gunning for Whisper first.
Yeah.
Whisper is a much larger threat to the swarm list than Rear Admiral Shiranu is.
And taking the focus. And this one's doing 4.
Red Squadron templates. Ken showing off on stream.
Yep, it looks like the arc's pointing out the rear.
It does. Now that is an interesting one, but it's worth mentioning that they can rotate their arc for free after any other action that they have on their action bar. So it's not a huge problem.
Nope.
Just an interesting way to start that off. 2 hard turn.
Using the side method there.
And a focus.
With Scorch. So here with Stefan being the first player, it means that Kylo can actually hunt Whisper.
Right.
Because he's got the auto thrusters, he's got the double reposition.
Right.
Is it auto thrusters?
Yeah, I think it's called auto thrusters
it's
now.
one of those things.
Yes. And there's the 2 hard turn, reinforce the front.
Yep.
Whisper banking in with a 1 bank. 1 bank, the greatest maneuver ever to grace the Phantom's dial.
I disagree. I think the hard one.
I mean, obviously. But there she comes. I would probably see a passive sensor right now.
Yep. No,
Unless
he's
it's
got
a
the
barrel roll. Not a bad idea.
So what do you think? 5 straight here from Kylo?
I wouldn't be surprised. Ken's being very aggressive.
Just danger zone it.
Right. It's worth mentioning, too, that Whisper does have 5th Brother active, and with firing first, when Whisper does get shots on Kylo, Juke will be active.
Yes, absolutely.
So not a 5 straight, just a 2 bank.
Yep.
Kylo's still able to make any maneuver that he wants. I don't think they'll be able to get out of arc.
No, do we just think a target lock maybe?
Probably. He's out there sitting at range 3. He is fairly fairly impervious out there.
He's got the force.
He does. Whisper doesn't have any super squirrely options for Decloak.
Now, do you think maybe we're going to see I'll show you the dark side come into play here?
Right away, perhaps.
Because obviously something like a panicked pilot on Whisper would be
Absolutely
quite detrimental.
So he is putting down a target lock. There's the blue token.
Okay.
So they're just running through some initiative stuff.
So did he take the target lock?
He put down the token. I heard him say target lock. There he goes. Now he's checking. Interesting. What was Kylo's action?
There it is, target lock.
There it is.
Yeah. He's moving across now.
3 dice coming in from Whisper.
So they're just talking through all the modifiers they've got now are.
Fifth brother for hitting a crit onto Kylo. And that's going to be a range 2. Ken only rolling 3 greens.
So is Ken going to go ahead and spend both focus?
Yes,
Force.
he is.
He is indeed.
So Kylo is now out of force.
But takes nothing.
And then Rear Admiral Shirno. Does Rear Admiral Shirno have a shot?
So range 3.
Range 3 on Zeta Red.
So here we go. So hit crit.
3 for range 3 from the Zeta Red. There's
And
plenty of paint.
Natties.
No damage. High five from Stefan. Great sportsmanship. Taking the range 2 shot in return onto Whisper from Kylo.
Yep. So just one hit from Kylo there.
Great that he has the target lock,
Spends
though.
the lock.
For
Nice.
2 hits and 1 crit.
So it's only going to be 2 dice, so he's going to lose the stealth
Right.
device here. Oh, no.
Because he's out of...
So does he spend the evade?
He's
So
spending
he
the
spends
evade.
the evade, keeps the stealth device.
Right. So he will not be able to recloak.
Nope. But he is going to take a range 3 shot now from this Zeta Squadron Survivor.
Will be a range 3 obstructed.
Looks it. They're calling a judge just to check.
Always a sound idea. When in doubt, call a judge. Judge now D-Yoon back at the table. Grabbing the lengthy judge range ruler.
So this will decide whether it's 4 or 5 dice that Whisper gets.
Right. One hit,
One hit.
and there's all kind of dice. One hit is evaded by Whisper. No stealth device off.
Nope. And they are going back to dials.
Indeed. All right, with an hour left here, there's been no damage put in on either side. We've seen some ineffective shots, but we have forced Whisper to pop that evade token.
Yeah,
so Whisper
absolutely.
won't be cloaked going into this next round.
So Whisper not getting a hit there on Kylo meant that she didn't get the second evade token, which
Right.
meant that actually the return fire, having to spend that evade token to keep the stealth device, has basically meant that she's going to be more predictable this turn.
Now, you say that, but Moff Jerjerrod is still ready. So Moff Jerjerrod in the can means that Whisper can boost. Now, that is a red boost.
It is.
But if I remember properly, that 2 bank is blue. And putting Whisper over in this direction and evading is a good idea, in my opinion, because they can't quite chase her around this rock. And Kylo's going to go just a little bit too far unless he calls that and turns around.
Yeah. But you've also got to remember that there are these 2 SFs right here.
Well, there's one S. Well, they're both FOs.
Yeah.
Scorch is
Sorry.
like Scorch.
Yeah.
Scorch is a little bit dangerous. He's up in front. The Epsilon Squadron Cadet. I would rather take 2 FO shots than 2 SFs and Kylo.
Yeah.
And that's the other option, right? Jetting straight forward 4, something like that. As long as Whisper can keep the evade in the next round, I think she'll be just fine. The other thing that Stefan can do is ram Shirano down the throat of those Epsilons with a fast maneuver right over there. Get some range 1 shots and start really putting the hurt in.
Yep.
Can do that in conjunction with Jerjerrod as well. It's worth mentioning.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's got a few options with Chirano. Obviously, he could just come in hard here and then start to come down this way and make a nuisance of himself.
I think that is a better choice than coming straight down the center of that board.
I think the problem is if he starts to come this way, he's going to run into a problem here. Because this is going to be difficult to maneuver through.
Sure.
And so he's going to have to come around here and then come in here. It's not impossible.
Less than ideal.
Yeah. Now, the other option is if he just takes a bank move here and then turns in.
All very valid options, I think. Shirano's pretty wide open right now.
Yeah. But what he's got to be careful of is effectively you've got these 2 ships here that can theoretically come in here. You've got these 2 that can come around here, and then you've got the wild card here. So depending on where Whisper goes, like Whisper's stuck at the moment because if she just does the hard one and cloaks, then you've got these 2 here that are going to come and get her.
Right.
And Kylo, if he's conservative. If he just tries to disengage and go forward, you've got these 2 here. And potentially Kylo.
Right. Which is why I think triggering Jerjerrod at this point and using that to get Whisper a little bit of extra distance is a very good idea. Getting her closer to that corner as possible to make it tougher for Kylo to chase.
Yeah.
And needing a long maneuver from those FOs. Give them any chance at all. Plus, Whisper will still have 5th Brother. Whisper will still have.
So we have
her
seen
stealth device.
Jerjerrod.
There it is.
So he's doing the bank boost here with Rear Admiral Shirano. And are we going to see it from Whisper as well? Nope. Nope, he's not doing it from Whisper. Now,
interesting.
One of the things with that card is you have to use the same maneuver for both ships. And so what that means is he would have had to bank to the right, so he would have.
But that was the exact one that I was thinking he might do. Of course, Ken has been playing this game for longer than I have. So.
Well, it wasn't Ken that did that.
Excuse me, Stefan. He's the one at the table.
Yep.
Here's a bank from the Zeta Squadron survivors. Zeta Blue leading the charge with a 2 bank, 2 pilot left. Followed up by just a straight. And focus on both. Now, it is worth mentioning that there are no Special Forces Gunners on those TIE SFs. And there's this long maneuver from Scorch trying to catch Whisper out there. You can see Ken setting up that kill box.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smelling blood.
And this is what I say, it's really careful where Whisper goes now.
Right. There's another 1 bank from Rear Admiral Shirano.
Yep.
Will take some fire from Zeta Red, but that's not that bad. Just reinforce that front. Get Shirano's ability off.
Yep. Now, question. Is this SF here on the midway line?
I believe so. At least where it's firing from.
So, gone straight ahead.
There it is. Now, it's possible a barrel roll could get Whisper out where Scorch is right there.
Yep.
But to barrel roll, you sacrifice that evade.
So you can't cloak again.
Right. Is that something that you would do?
Now, you can't guarantee the cloak, so I don't think a barrel roll fits, first of all. I don't think a barrel roll fits in here.
Okay.
And so, do you cloak and just take the 4 dice?
Mm-hmm. You do have a focus to modify that.
Yep.
With Fifth Brother. That's an interesting one. In this situation, what would you do?
I would not be playing a Phantom. So he's taking the evade.
Taking the evade. It's an offensive choice because he does then get juke up against Scorch as well.
Well, for a number of things. He gets juke up. Whisper needs to get a hit and then gets another evade.
Right.
So then she can cloak. So it gives multiple options. It's that action efficiency. So we just see a 2-bank here.
And if Scorch does have to spend his focus, at least it reduces the odds of incoming fire on Whisper as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you think we're going to see a target lock here from Kylo?
Let's see. If I was Kylo, I would definitely do something like that.
Mm-hmm. It just sets him up for later rounds.
Right.
Yep, there we go. He's taking the target lock again on Whisper.
All right, and start of the engagement phase. No other triggers.
Nope, so are they going to check for Darth Vader?
Looks like he
Stefan's
is.
checking for Darth Vader now. So he's going to evade it.
That. Will he take a damage or will he remove that focus token?
That's what he's just deciding right now.
And so Stefan there explaining the reinforce and the position that it's in. It will work when Shirano fires.
So he's taking the damage on the Zeta Squadron.
So Zeta takes 1 shield down.
Keeps that focus.
All right, Stefan now firing range 2 into Zeta Red.
Mm-hmm. So we are going to see Rack's ability.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So
we have Rack's ability off hit crit. 2 greens in response, 2 blanks.
And nothing.
So that is half points on the Zeta Survivor.
Yep. Now the question is, would he have been better spending that focus to not take the damage from Darth Vader? We'll see when he rolls his attack dice.
Indeed. There's Whisper range 2 into Scorch.
Mm-hmm.
Three dice into Scorch.
So he's going to spend
He's
Fifth
spending
Brother.
that.
And he's going
Will
to juke.
juke down. Either way, he's going to force a spend
And
of
he'll
that
spend the
focus. Yep.
Nothing in return. So Scorch.
Firing into Whisper.
Indeed.
Taking a stress to gain the extra attack die. That'll
So-
be range 2, so he'll be rolling 3 dice.
Yep.
Got to keep those force tokens straight.
Yep, so they're
There
just
we go.
straightening that up now. So Scorch 3 dice into Whisper.
And 3 natural hits.
Yep.
Whisper's only rolling 3 in response. And we get 1, 2. Does she,
So
I think, keep that stealth device?
I think you spend the evade again.
Yeah. I think so, too. Because here's what I'm thinking about Whisper right now is that there's not a lot poised to follow her again.
Yep.
If she gets out. Because another 4 straight, let's say, or a 3-bank or something like that, another quick maneuver, Kylo's got to turn around. Scorch can't turn around right now.
Yep.
He is stressed. And the Zetas have this rock to contend with.
And it looks like he spent it.
Yep, for no damage.
So we've got the Zeta Squadron going into Shirano.
Two
Two
hits.
hits. So again, there was no eyeball results there, so actually would have been better spending the focus.
Yep. And since the Zeta is kind of halfway along the line of Shirano, the reinforce does not apply.
Yep, because it intersects that line.
And we are back to dials, 48 minutes left. Stefan Gunnar up by 16 points. Now that's 1 point above 15 points, which is also how much percent off you get with the World's 2019 code from Curled Pot Creatives at their Etsy store.
That is a delightful little segue.
Thank you very much, Darren. And thank you to everybody who is tuning in with us today. This, again, is round 4 of the Last Chance Qualifier here at Worlds 2019. Stefan Gunnar from Reykjavik, Iceland. This is his first World Championship. He told me earlier that his last big tournament was Euros. Putting up a very good show for himself right now. We have Whisper over there, uncloaked, but in a good position to evade. Kensho has taken half points off of the Zeta, which puts Stefan up by 16 points, but neither player has claimed a decisive advantage yet.
No, I agree, and it's difficult now because where Scorch is, it's going to be difficult for them to stay relevant for the next turn. Right. Because he's not going to get a shot on anything. You could hard one, keep the stress, but then you're not going to be able to modify your dice. Right. It's going to be difficult for them to clear that stress because Whisper's going to be there. There's no decloak.
Now, we talk a lot about positional advantage, and one of these players or the other, maybe having a points advantage, but the other one poised to come back in. Yep. Is there a positional advantage in this game right now?
So, there's a potential for a bait and switch. So far, Ken has been focused here.
Right.
But you've got a hard 2, you've got a 1 bank, you've got a bank
some
or
kind of
turn
some
to
kind of
come
maneuver.
back in here, and you've got a fast maneuver there to get 1, 2, 3, 4 guns on Chirano and just slowly start to chip away.
Right.
Now, Whisper isn't really threatened at the moment, so a lesser player might try and disengage.
But you, Darren.
But I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this man here has travelled halfway across the world.
That's
to play.
right.
You've got to be very confident to play with Rack Whisper in the meta that we are in. And so I
would not be surprised to see a 3-turn.
No.
From Whisper, staying aggressive, keeping the pressure on, and a 3-turn here, and a barrel roll. Getting right out of arc.
Not be shot at. So here we see these two turning in. Kylo, to stay relevant, is going to need to turn as well.
Absolutely. You got focuses on both of those Zetas. And Scorch is just taking a 2-turn.
No, 2 straight.
Excuse me. That's what I meant to say.
It has been a long day here, Asa.
It has, and it's only round 4.
Yep. So, Scorch there taking the target lock on Whisper. Not going to be relevant this turn, but it is going to come into effect later on.
And Rear Admiral Shirano right now just doing a 1 bank.
Yep. Now, if Rack takes that evade, the reinforce, it's only going to be in effect with either this ship, but not this ship.
Right. Now, I still do think it's the right choice to take the reinforce on the front.
Yes.
Because then you're going to prevent 2 damage from both of those incoming shots, regardless of whether or not you've got some modifiers there. And if you want to, you can save that Vader force for a modification.
Well, it's not only that. Reinforcing the front triggers Rack's ability. So you've got 4 dice going into this Zeta Squadron Survivor here. Now, that one has already given up half points, and it is into hull. So 4 dice with Rack's ability, you've got a very, very real chance of taking that off the board.
Look at that. There's the 3 hard turn to pilot left with Whisper.
Almost like you know what you're talking about,
Exactly. Asa. Almost like there's a reason why Dion flew me out here. Thank you, by the way. What? He says? Thank you. I was trying to be nice.
And there we see the barrel roll.
Thank you for flying me out here. Yeah. And absolutely.
Yep.
He is now out of arc. Whisper now has the best chance she's had all game to regain that evade token.
Yep.
Barrel rolling to the middle.
Yep. Which, again, if you manage to get the cloak, great. If you don't,
There's
you
still
can
got that
come back in
whole
next time.
area of the board too.
Yep.
There's once again, there's not a great pursuit on Whisper. Here comes
and
Kylo.
this is the danger. All of a sudden, you've got Whisper coming in behind you.
Right.
Kylo's in no real danger there. He might as well just take a target lock and just start hammering away at Rack.
Mm-hmm.
Even though Rack's reinforced. Yep. Switch. Is he going to boost?
I think that's the best way, because next turn, because Shirno is, as you said, taking up a lot of real estate.
Yep. So
Not seeing the boost.
Nope, he's going to leave it as it is.
Wonder where he's thinking of going next turn. If Shirno turns in this way,
Mm-hmm.
Kylo going through.
So there we see a use of Vader, and Ken has this time decided to get rid of the focus.
I think that is the right call. Can't give up one more damage.
Yeah.
Because there are 4 dice coming in from Rear Admiral Shirno right now on that Zeta Squadron Survivor.
So let's see what happens.
Range 1 Shirno, hit and 2 crits.
So that Zeta Squadron has taken at least a crit.
He's taken 2 crits.
So double crit. If the first one's a fuel leak or a direct.
Hull breach.
Direct
Dense
hit.
direct
So
hit. There we go. Zeta Squadron Red goes down, putting Stefan up now by 32 points. And then the
So what we're seeing here is the cascade. Because of the hull breach that he took first, what it then means is because he took a direct hit, the card that he has to deal was then another direct hit.
right,
And then they've stopped at whatever that last crit was.
because he took another direct hit.
Yeah.
All right, here comes Whisper, range 1. We have 5th Brother.
Yep. So
Activate that
2
crit
crits.
crit.
A lot of crits this round.
Right. Oh, no. Epsilon Squadron Cadet, can I take a crit onto the hull? There's that evade for Whisper.
So shield crit.
So it's disabled power regulator.
Which is going to trigger now.
Yep.
It's just an unfortunate series of events there. And we can see the frustration there in Ken's face.
Yeah.
So we've got Kylo now coming into Rack. So spend the lock. Now, unfortunately,
More crits.
Reinforcer's going to get rid of one of it.
Yep. And still not into shields just yet.
It's taking away his shields.
That shield upgrade is actually working.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No shot from Scorch. Now to the Zeta
that one's
Squadron,
dead.
which is dead.
Yep.
Don't cheat on stream. And then we have Zeta Squadron Blue.
Range 1. Do we get more crits? No.
No, we do not. Just one. Reinforce will not apply to that one, so he will get that back now. No return shot from the Epsilon Squadron Cadet. We do have an Ion token.
Yep.
So that should have been an Ion token on there, correct?
It absolutely should have if that's a disabled power regulator.
Okay, so that is a game state issue.
Yep.
And we will notify a judge.
Yep. So Ace has just gone to flag to a judge. There's a game state issue here with the Epsilon Cadet. Should have then taken a disabled power regulator as they're engaged there, and it will obviously affect how the game plays out at this part. So at this event we are spectators. So if we do see any issues, we are going to alert the appropriate judge, and they will correct it. We will not interfere with the game. So the judge is just at the table now. And there we go. Game state restored.
And that does mean that the disabled power regulator will be flipped at the end of this movement phase, because it flips after you execute the ion maneuver. Now, that also means that it is, unfortunately, almost certainly going to be absolutely destroyed by Whisper.
Yep.
As Whisper decloaks 2 to pilot right, turns in 1 hard.
Yep.
Takes a passive sensor to grab that target lock.
Well, not only that, it can only take a focus.
Mm-hmm. That poor, poor yellow Epsilon Squadron Cadet.
So if Whisper doesn't kill it, the Rock might.
I don't think the Rock is going to get it. He would have avenue to move out to 1 turn out to the left. Now, Rear Admiral Shirano is interesting right here. Is got a lot of forward space blocked.
Yeah.
Where do you think that they will go?
So, I'm assuming we're going to see a 3 sloop here,
That would make sense.
just to keep time on target.
Mm-hmm.
So, Chirano is going to struggle. So, but he's got the Dauntless title.
Absolutely.
So, he doesn't care.
That's absolutely true.
Like-
If we think that we're going to see a 3 sloop with a 1 straight, you maneuver stick Shirano right there. We've got Kylo maybe moving right behind Shirano or bumping in. In any case, if Kylo bumps Shirano, then he's going to take a proximity mine next round. Because Jerjerrod is ready to go one more time. Shirano can boost through Kylo, dump a proximity mine.
And that's where I think really now Kylo has to come around this way.
Has to disengage.
And
Pressure Whisper one more time.
Pressure Whisper. But he's done nothing to Whisper. Whisper still has that stealth device. Whisper will have the evade.
Now Whisper is in her element.
Yep. Yep.
Attacking a poor defenseless ion ship.
Yep, because what we can see here now is Whisper's picking on this one. Rack's holding his own here. This one's out of the fight.
Scorch will come back next round, though. We can likely see a 3 turn down to pilot right.
Yeah, the thing with Scorch is he's got his target lock here
It's
on
true.
Whisper. But what you're probably going to want to do with Scorch is hard 3, just to try and get back in the fight and throw some guns onto Chirano.
Because Shirano will go down with enough guns on her. This is actually the best place for Ken to have been to try to kill Shirano because 2-0 is not active. Yeah, we've got no shields, all hull. Stefan will be reinforced. It's Shirano.
And is that a red reinforce?
It is a white.
White reinforce.
Tua is a red reinforce.
Okay.
So he will be reinforced no matter what he does, but he has to spend his action to do it.
Yeah.
He doesn't get that for free. He can't, target lock and then reinforce.
But what it means is he can't Dauntless title by
And
bumping
then,
to take a red action and then do a red reinforce from Tua. So
Right.
he can't do the both.
So here is the 2 decloaked 2 pilot right from Whisper that we all know and love.
Affectionately known as the candy cane.
Exactly.
So here's the Zeta squad. Sorry, Epsilon Squadron Cadet. That poor little cadet.
Just a 1 straight. Has to focus. No links. No shenanigans. Has to focus.
We barely knew ye. Now, if that cadet was number pink, I would have more faith.
Number pink is Scorch. And when they're non-generic, it doesn't work. Just a 1 bank to the left.
We've got to focus and then arc out the back.
Mm-hmm.
And
There's
here we
the
see
3 turn.
it's a hard 3. And focus.
Rear Admiral Shirano, there's just that 1 straight.
Yep.
Controlling the board. Got a great range 1 shot on Epsilon Blue.
Mm-hmm. It's just unfortunate that just before Shirano moved, there's a rock around about here,
Right.
which would have blocked the K-turn or made the K-turn treacherous for
Kylo.
For Kylo. Otherwise, it would have been great.
Mhm.
But again, okay, he's reinforcing the rear here.
To get the ability
Yep.
off on Zeta Blue.
Yeah. The one slight problem is if Kylo had have K-turned, is Prox Might.
Oh, yes.
And
It's
there's
still
the
a
hard
danger if Kylo does move through Shirano.
One. Yeah. There's the hard one.
There's the passive sensor
And
as
passive.
well,
Yeah.
which means it's a target lock. Two
So,
turn from Kylo side to
turn to
side.
Now, I
Going-
think Kylo's got to be careful of here is he's going to be in Vader's arc,
Right.
in Shirano's arc for the Vader ability. So he's probably going to want to take a focus and then barrel roll.
Do you think he can barrel roll boost out of that arc? Because he still has a lock on Whisper. He could go up there and pressure her.
No, he doesn't have a lock on Whisper. He spent the lock.
Ah, okay.
Because he took a lock last turn on Rack
Right.
and then spent that one. So the problem is he could barrel roll this way,
Mm-hmm.
but then Rack's ability is still active. He's taking the focus so he doesn't get Darth Vadered. And then he's going to do something. He's barrel
taking
rolling,
that barrel roll.
taking the barrel roll to the front so that Rack's ability isn't active.
Right. If Rack does decide to shoot Kylo.
Yeah. Yeah. And he still should get a shot on Whisper there.
Mm-hmm.
It's long range, it's through a rock, but
A
variance.
shot's a shot.
Yep.
Dice that are rolled are better than those that are not.
Such sage words.
Exactly.
Oh, you're not just a pretty face.
Exactly. Now, without a great shot on Kylo, Stefan just Vader that Epsilon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because really the trick here is Rack. I know Rack he's going for Kylo.
Interesting. Didn't really accomplish a whole ton. He still got that,
Still got the
force
force.
off. But now he might force Kylo to spend it.
So let's see who Rack's going into here.
He'll take range 1 into any... We're looking at Kylo.
It's got range 1 into both. So this is the thing. Because he's used Darth Vader on Kylo, he's now tempted to shoot Kylo.
Right.
But he wouldn't have got Rack's ability, so he's going after the Zeta. I think he should have either saved Vader for the modification or
Used it on,
Yeah.
on Zeta.
used it on the Zeta.
So he's firing at the Zeta. 1 damage will go through.
But it now
Could have
leaves
stripped that token.
Yep, leaves
for the
the Zeta
return
squadron
shot.
there for 3 dice with a focus. So we've got passive sensors now.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to take a lock.
Is he going to take that on Kylo?
Looks like it.
He's going to go
So-
range 3 on Kylo.
So they're going to
They're-
call a judge, see whether it's obstructed.
Indeed. Now, the shot on Kylo is a very interesting one. You got range 3, likely obstructed, unlikely to get the hit through that Whisper needs for the second evade.
Yeah, it's range 3. If it's obstructed, for me, I'd be going at this guy.
Me
Like-
too.
He's on 1 hole, on 2 hole. But
You would kill it, right?
you can kill it.
Take a gun off the board, get
Yep.
that second evade, so when Kylo shoots back, if it's a lucky shot,
Yep.
Whisper won't have to spend that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the important part that Stefan needs to do here. Now, you might know something that I don't. Sometimes the Hail Mary works.
Yeah.
But-
But you're looking at 3 dice versus 5
Right.
with 2 force.
Right.
So it could happen, but
I don't believe it's the shot where the odds are in the favor.
no. And as we've seen from other games today, leaving a ship around on 1 or 2 hull is a dangerous thing.
That has been a theme, indeed. All right, so we've got 3 dice coming in from Whisper.
Mm-hmm. So
hit and a crit.
Crit
Spending
with
fifth brother. So he's remembered the lock, so we'll be able to roll that in. Still just hitting a crit with fifth brother. Yeah, Kylo's not. I don't think he's taking any damage.
I think he'll be lucky if he does.
Yeah, there's one. He's got to spend a force.
Spend a force.
Oh, and he'll juke it down.
Juke.
So we'll have to dump both force. So he does force the dumping.
Yep.
Has Rack shot yet?
Rack has shot.
That's right. Rack did. Fired at that Zeta. If Rack was about to follow that up with a range 1.
Absolutely.
That would be great. So there's 2 hits from Kylo.
So let's see if the dice hold up.
They do not. He still has to spend that evade if he wants to get out. Because he spent the fifth brother.
Yep. He didn't hit, so he didn't get the evade. So does he spend this evade?
And he's spending it one more time.
Yep.
So Stefan is just making some decisions that force him into spending that evade and not getting the most out of Whisper.
But he's keeping the stealth device.
That's true.
So if you think each time he spent the evade to keep himself from losing that stealth device, if he didn't have that stealth device. So here we go, Scorch taking the stress.
2 hits into Shirno.
Yep. And then we've got the Zeta Squadron Survivor.
2 more hits.
2 hits. But he's got the reinforce. So it's not quite half.
Right. Now Rear Admiral Shirno is going to take 1 more shot, range 3 through the rock from Epsilon Yellow.
And then this is the thing. There's this dice here that Rack didn't need to take.
Spending that for 1. There it is. An evasive Rear Admiral Shirno. Kylo will regenerate 1 force. All those green tokens come off. And we're back to dials. 26 minutes left in round 4. Stefan's still ahead by 45 points to none, but it looks like Ken might be about to close the gap on that half points on Rear Admiral Shirno.
Yeah, the challenge he's got, though, is Scorch is stressed.
Right.
He can't hard 2 because where Kylo is. This guy here probably going to want to sloop.
Right.
And then this guy here has to hard 1.
Right. Now is Whisper just going to come in behind Yellow?
So Whisper's got a few options. The challenge is, again, Kylo.
Right.
But as we've seen time and time again, Whisper's just taken no damage.
You can't rely on those dice, though. You can't rely on those dice keeping you alive. But if Scorch has to take a maneuver in the kind of this direction, put him in that area, then Rack could conceivably move quickly around this area, around this direction, like a 3 bank, something like that. Keep the pressure on Kylo, so as he turns to maneuver into Whisper, there's still a return shot from Rack.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few things to consider because I think Gergerod's active.
Right.
And so a 1 straight boost here and then a bank round wouldn't be a bad thing. That would also allow Whisper to do a 1 straight boost and then a bank.
Right, getting in under Kylo.
Yes.
Now, I'm not sure about that 1 straight... Well, 2 bank. You're fine because 2 bank is blue.
Yep.
2 bank is also blue on the Decimator's dial.
Yep.
If Rack did a 1 bank boost to pilot left, would not be able to drop proximity mines. Well, would be able to, but not a great position.
Yeah.
Dial's going down, just waiting on those opponents. So Kencho asking about Dauntless. Just a reminder, it procs when you hit something.
Yes.
When you hit an enemy ship, to be precise, when you are overlapping. Which does mean, Stefan's going to have a reinforce, whether it's from Tua or whether it's from Dauntless. He'll have something to be able to go with. Now, it's also conceivable, too. Just trying to think, because even though he would be stressed, a 1-bank boost and then like a 3-bank put himself right in front of Kylo. Very aggressive maneuver. Or at 1-bank, 2-bank. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing, trying to figure out.
The problem with the 1-bank boost and then the 3-bank is that it'd stay stressed, so he wouldn't get the reinforce.
Right. But a 1-bank, 2-bank gets that clear.
Mm-hmm. So there we see the 1-bank boost.
Is Gergerod active once more?
Mm-hmm.
Now is Whisper going to follow suit with a similar bank boost to the left?
He's dropping the prox mine.
Thinking Scorch is coming through, maybe.
Yep.
So Whisper not going to boost.
Nope. I don't think you get much from Whisper boosting there.
Right. There's
So
a 1 hard turn.
So it misses the rock. Do we think barrel roll?
If I were Ken, I would barrel roll. If
Try and block.
Whisper goes a little bit aggressive,
Yep.
then that does block.
The problem is, though, if you...
There it is.
Yep.
Stefan saying, "Can you read me like a fiddle?"
Hmm.
That's probably going to be a 2-bank from Whisper in
Yep.
there. 1 forward from that Zeta.
And a focus.
Now it's interesting because with that prox mine, Stefan has made it more difficult for Ken to follow him back in this
It looks
lane.
like we've got a... Is this a 3-bank or a 2-bank? So they're
Interesting,
just
let's
marking
see.
out Chirano, and it's a 2-bank.
To
And it's a hard 2.
turn right into Kylo. Avoiding the prox mine.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to take a look and see if it will clear.
It
Clear. So Scorch just trying to get guns on Whisper. As I so sagely pointed out earlier, a die rolled is better than a die not rolled. Just putting Vader back, just to make sure they remember that. So Rear Admiral Shirno and Whisper will move now, starting with Whisper.
So is this the turn that Whisper takes some damage?
There's a 1-bank. That's very close, but it looks like that's a block.
Yep. So Whisper with no tokens.
Right.
Has 5th brother, but that's all.
No tokens, has juke.
Doesn't have juke.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. Has stealth device.
Has the stealth device, has 5th brother, but Kylo here, if Ken's been conservative, could just do a 2 forwards, take the target lock, and potentially get the range 1 shot into Whisper.
Now Shirno could have banked in and coordinated Whisper. It's got a red coordinate on its action bar.
But again, you'd stop you getting the reinforce.
Well, at that point, if it banked in hard enough, or it ended up in this area, no shots coming in on Shirno. I mean, you take that chance.
Yeah.
But that puts more pressure on Kylo. You give him less of an avenue to escape, and it does bring you a little bit closer to Whisper for that option if need be. Now Kylo
taking
might
a full streak.
overshoot.
Yep. Looks like he's going to. I'd see potentially just a boost here.
Right.
Maybe a focus boost. Because he's going to get shot by Rack. Rack's got the target lock on him. The only issue is that if he takes the focus and the boost, it means it limits his dial for next turn.
Right.
So that he can't do the Talon roll. He can't come back around.
But there's the focus and the boost.
Yep.
Doesn't mean Whisper is only taking 1 shot. So start of engagement phase. Since Rear Admiral Shirno took the target lock on Kylo, Now would be an opportune time to take a reinforce
Yep.
with Minister Tua. It looks like he's going to opt not to use that to remain unstressed. Looking at the...
So what they're doing is they're looking at whether Darth Vader triggers.
Right.
Because because the ship's outside of range 2, they're now asking whether they has to spend the force for Vader or not.
And the ruling, I believe, is no. There are no potential targets for Darth Vader. I believe that was outlined in the recent rules change. Okay. This pretty exact situation. Always good to call a judge if you don't have the exact idea.
Yep, quick resolution there as well. And he is taking the red reinforce.
Do you remember how many players started with? 250 something? So he did take the Tua reinforce.
Absolutely.
Range 3 into Kylo, has a target lock, has his ability active. Hey, there it is. 3 crits.
Yep.
Can save the target lock. That is excellent for Stefan.
So let's see what Kylo gets.
Stu has to dump a force on that if he doesn't want to take any.
The focus. He's taking no
That's
other
true.
shots.
That's true. No shots or no hits coming in on Kylo.
So we've got Whisper into Scorch.
Range 3 obstructed.
But it is a tokenless Scorch.
Right.
No Duke, but...
There's the roll. We have 2 hits.
2.
And Scorch will roll 3 evades at least. He is absolutely fine. Scorch firing back.
So Scorch going to take the stress.
One more range 3 obstructed shot.
So it's going to be 3 versus 5 again.
Right.
Well,
there's 2 hits and a crit.
So let's see what whether this is the turn that Whisper loses the stealth device. Nope.
Hope because 5th brother will be absolutely able to modify that.
Yep.
There it is. We've been saying, let's see if this is the turn that Whisper loses the stealth device every single round of combat, and it never has been.
Nope. And that's because if you notice, Ken's only ever managed to get 1 shot at Whisper a turn.
Right.
Like if he had weight of fire, different story.
Absolutely. And he's just been gunning for Whisper, and Shirano's been putting in some real damage.
Yeah. And the challenge now is we've got 15 minutes left.
Right.
Kylo is stressed. This guy, he's probably going to die.
Right.
Scorch is stressed. And this guy's so far out of the fight.
So we've got Ken facing the wrong way.
Yep.
He's got limping ships with Shirano and Whisper both well positioned to put some damage into them.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, Whisper could come down. I mean, Whisper could even come down this way and start to. It would be a difficult proposition. What do you think?
So, personally, I think the trick for Whisper here is to do the hard one.
Okay.
Because Scorch has got to come through here.
Think that's dangerous if Kylo hard turns?
Well, if Kylo hard turns, he does the hard 2. He can boost. It's so tight. I think Rak can take this guy out on his own.
Right.
So
Rak's definitely able to do that. Bank left, clear that. Take a target lock. Get your Tua reinforce. Give you the target lock and the modification.
Yep.
Fully modded dice. Rak's got a good shot.
So probably you're going to see is the 1 bank white on the decimator, or is it blue?
I believe it is blue. I'm going to double check.
Hard one from the Epsilon Squadron Cadet.
Going in for that block one more time.
Just make a nuisance of himself.
So one bank is blue.
Okay.
And we see no evade, just a focus.
No, that Zeta Squadron Survivor is just out of the fight.
Just so gone.
Yep. That's where, okay, he got with the one straight here, he got the time on, he got the range one shot. But actually, if he'd have done the sloop, he'd have then been able to come back down this way.
Right. There's Scorch coming in.
Yep.
Look like a 2 straight forward. Clear the stress. Rear Admiral Shirno, there's the shallow one bank to the left.
Yep. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw him switch the lock to the Zeta Squadron.
That's what I would do. There it is.
There we go.
And then I think you take the Tua reinforce, Vader, to strip the token. Because then you've got fully modded shots. Whisper's moving aggressively forward.
It is
that
the K-turn.
That is a K-turn. If he really wants to put damage through, it's an aggressive move.
Yep.
But not one I entirely hate.
Nope.
Whisper can still get the evade token because that isn't a sign. Take a turn to clear stress before decloaking.
Yep.
Come back, and that was actually a great move. There's Kylo with a 2-turn.
Yep.
Trying to turn into Whisper, but she's gone.
Yep. And what you've got here is you've got Rack can try and take this guy out.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't do it, Whisper does.
Right.
If he does, Whisper has a shot over there at Kylo.
Especially because there's a boost from Kylo. And once again, we see the focus boost.
No, he's boost barrel.
Oh.
Trying to get arc.
I'm not quite sure that'll do it. That's a dangerous proposition.
It is close. I think they're probably going to need a judge for that. And it just feels like Ken's chasing it.
Yep. So here comes Vader.
So it's range 2.
So Ken's got to spend that focus.
It's so difficult because what's the difference, 1 or 2 hull?
Right. I mean,
like it's half the health that he's got left. I think really it's irrelevant.
Right. And that's still a TIE fighter
Yes.
in the amount of times that TIE fighters roll 3 natural hits or 3 natural evades. So there's the reinforce with Minister Tua. The decimator, like the Rear Admiral Shirno is scary with Tua at, when it gets damaged.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like in D&D, you go into a barbarian rage, and you start to become more powerful and more defensive and do a lot of damage.
You lost me at D&D.
All right, man.
there are levels of nerdism here that are just I don't wander into.
Aw, come on, buddy. All right, here comes, looks like Rear Admiral Shirinu. Yep. There's that 2 and a crit.
Who needs the target lock on Rack's ability?
Right, and there's a crit.
Yep. And the crit is structural damage. Oh, so it's down to 2. I think Whisper has to take the range 1 here.
There she goes. Whisper, same target.
Now, could blank out? There's a chance.
Does have 5th brother. And there's 5th brother.
Yeah, it guarantees it.
Right. So there's 2 structural damage with 2. It puts that through.
That is a
dead Epsilon Cadet. Yep. And it's a direct hit, so he goes down a lot. Now, the trick here is that even though Stefan is now up ahead with 58 points, 8 minutes left in the round, a half points on Rear Admiral Shirano would put Ken back in the lead.
Yeah.
Because that's such a fat Shirano.
Yeah.
50 or half points on that is actually 59.
It'd be ahead by one.
Ahead by one.
Yeah.
And if I'm incorrect, that's what, 2 damage left? Or 1?
It's got the shield upgrade.
I think it's 2 damage left until that half point threshold.
Okay. I believe so, yeah. Yeah, because they're 16 standard, are they?
Yep.
So, Kylo's got a hard 2 in here.
Right.
And the problem he's got is
Whisper can block.
Scorch wants to come in as well.
Right.
And Whisper can block.
I think can Whisper clear a 2 bank to the left around that rock?
So, it depends whether Whisper wants... Whisper's not cloaked.
Interesting.
Oh, no, there we go.
They are... Ken's being a kind person.
Yeah.
Yep, so Ken's being a kind person, allowing that miss trigger. It's a nice move.
Yep.
Not something he had to
absolutely.
do.
So...
Now, if you're Whisper, would you cloak there? Cloak 2 straight, 1 hard?
Personally, at this point in the game, I wouldn't decloak.
Yeah.
I'd do the 2 bank.
And evade?
2 bank, take the evade, take the passive sensors.
Yeah.
But we've got to remember as well that Scorch moves first. So I'd stay cloaked, and I would just try and protect myself.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget that while cloaked, it's 5 dice.
Yeah.
With an evade.
5 dice with evade, with that 5th brother focus.
Yeah.
Whisper's fairly untouchable at that point.
Yeah.
Of course, stranger things have happened. More blanks have been rolled.
So, is decloaking.
Where is she going? She's going up.
So I think we're going to see the 2 bank in.
Yeah. I mean, if you're playing time here, and that's not a bad move for Whisper, because even if she's not evading, as long as we don't get half points on Whisper and on Shirano,
Yeah.
if we can get half points on something else, then half points on Shirano is no longer a loss.
Yeah.
So everything changes when you're faced with the clock, right?
Yeah. So 6 minutes left. Are we going to see another game that goes down to the wire?
We haven't had any timeless games yet.
Nope.
There's the 2 hard from Scorch.
So, are we going to see the Scorch barrel roll out? I think Scorch has to.
Unless Kylo 2 turns in. Kylo can clear a 2 turn there.
Can he?
I think so. Decimator taking a 1 bank.
Probably going to reacquire that lock.
Right, but on who? On Scorch or on Kylo?
Kylo's worth more points.
But Scorch is easier.
This is true.
And we're approaching the clock, and, you know, timing is what matters. It looks like that's what he's going for.
Taking out Scorch. Yep. And you're probably going to get Whisper on there as well.
Right. And you can almost certainly Vader Kylo, right? Strip whatever token he's got.
Well, it depends whether Vader's at range 2 or not.
That's true.
So we've got the 2 bank. So, clears the stress.
He can barrel roll now.
He can.
Is Kylo too much of a threat to barrel roll?
So
He's going to take it.
Yeah. He's taking the barrel roll. He's taking the safe option. This is what we're saying, that at the moment, Ken's only ever had 1 shot on Whisper at a time. Looks like he's got out of Arc of Scorch.
Right. And now if Kylo does take the 2 turn, he will be blocked by Whisper.
Yeah.
And if he's at range 2 of Shirano, that's a pretty disgusting Vader.
Yeah, I don't think that's range 2. So, is that Kylo going to land?
He's just getting out.
No, he's just getting out there.
mean, usually I think that's a safe option, but again, Ken's coming down, less than 4 minutes left.
We're going to see a barrel roll this way.
I'm not sure if you can clear the barrel roll that way.
Well, if he barrel rolls this way and forwards, should clear and gets him out of arc.
Absolutely.
What he doesn't want to do is take the barrel roll and the boost, because if he does, it will stress him. He needs to keep his dial open. Called it.
There it is. Well done.
But it does look like it's a range one shot.
Yeah. Scorch is in trouble.
I think I wouldn't be surprised if we saw half points on Scorch here.
All right, so start of the engagement phase. We're going to go ahead and see that Tua reinforcing the front. There's another fully modded shot from Rack.
Mm-hmm.
If I was Stefan, I'd take Whisper's shot first.
Yep, Rack adds the grip.
Exactly. Rack has the choice, even though it is a downfield shot against Kylo.
Yep.
Shot's a shot. But we're going to go ahead and take Rack's shot first.
Mm-hmm.
Another option that he's going for might be just to try to strip that focus token so Whisper gets her evade back. We can do Shirano's ability and Vader. There it is. Darth Vader turns
Rack.
1, then Shirano for a crit. And we see a bunch of blanks and 2 focus.
So
now Ken has to spend that focus token. Spending that, taking 1 crit off of Scorch, shield down.
Yep. Now, luckily, there is no juke from Whisper.
Right. That would be absolutely devastating.
Yeah. You know what would be bad right now?
What?
Panic pilot crit.
Oh, absolutely. Here comes that range 1. We see 5th Brother for 2 hits and a crit. No juke, but it's still a devastating shot.
Yep, could kill him. Could kill him.
Scorch rolling dice. I see a blank. I see a focus. That's not enough.
1 rolled outside the box.
There's an
the evade.
evade. Let's see if it's
hit crit. Calling it now, panic pilot. Direct.
Direct hit, just as bad. And Scorch goes down. Stefan now with a commanding 92-0 lead.
Yeah.
Whisper does gain an evade token for that hit. There she is.
Yeah. Ken not looking happy.
Indeed. All right, 1 minute left in the round. Dials are going down, but this will be the last round. If I were Stefan, I'd just leave.
Yeah.
Now, he does look like he might be a little bit cockeyed on that board, so he might not be able to jet straight forward.
Well, you just do the 2 bank.
Well, 2 bank's not blue.
Is it not?
Nope. Only the 1 banks are blue. So 1 bank still, I mean, you can get the reinforce on the right side, you know.
Even if you take some damage on Rack right there, it's not going to die.
Right. And half points is now not Ken Show's win condition. He has to get half points on both, or he has to kill Whisper.
Yep.
And neither of which I think are going to happen in 20 seconds.
Well, no, he's got to kill Whisper and get half on Shirano.
That's true, because Whisper is only 82.
Yep.
That's not happening.
Nope. Not with 13 seconds left on the clock.
Nor with 10 seconds left on the clock.
I'm not going to play that game with you.
Or I'll put this out there with 1 second left on the clock. Or at time.
As you well know, AC, you can do a lot in 1 second.
All right, so they are going to play out this last round. But that does seem like a pretty conclusive victory for Stefan Gunnar right there. Excuse me, Gunnar. Whisper decloaking. Grab that evade.
What do you think? Just 3 bank away, or?
I feel like Stefan might turn in.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's talk about what happened in here. I think you're right. The biggest thing was
I think that's going to land on the finger.
Ken just unable to get more than 1 shot on Whisper at one time.
There we go. Landed on the middle finger.
Right on the middle finger. If that wasn't enough for Ken.
Yep.
There's that middle finger coming in right at the end of the game. No damage.
Nope.
he just wasn't able to get Way to Fire. He had the swarm.
Yeah.
But Rear Admiral Shirano split them so effectively that they didn't ever get Way to Fire on Shirano. They didn't ever get Way to Fire on Whisper. There were a couple kind of scary turns there where Whisper was pressured, cloakless, evadeless, but nothing out of the ordinary.
And Stefan made the right call every time. Spend that evade, keep that stealth device.
Absolutely. He spent money on that. As long as it's helping keep him alive, you keep spending that token to keep it.
Yep, and we saw that from the very first engagement. The first dice that Kylo threw at Whisper had to spend the evade, but kept the stealth device.
And that's a tough choice for Whisper. It's always rough to see that, but it's always good to see Whisper pull it out.
Yep.
So Rear Admiral Shirano reinforcing the front.
Taking a reinforce, yep.
No need to stress herself.
Nope.
When he does not need to.
And Kylo doing the hard one down.
Just trying to go somewhere.
All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and flip over to see the conclusion of the other game.
So does he just take the focus here?
I think just
Protect
take the
MOV.
focus. Yeah, maybe take the focus, boost out.
Yep.
Last round, protect any MOV that you've got. There it is.
Yep, that's exactly what he's
okay, so he's boosting around. Yep. He's still not going to get hit. He's still not going to get half points. Unable to quite get out of that arc.
Did you say Whisper could always get half on Kylo?
Whisper could get half on Kylo with a good shot.
Hit crit.
Now it looks like Kylo is trying to angle for a shot on Shirano. Will the barrel roll up towards the top of the map? Will they get far enough up?
He's going for it.
There it is. Going all the way back. It's close.
Going to be close.
All right, so now the 5's firing.
So are we going to see Whisper or Shirano first?
I'd see Shirano first. If he gets a good shot, then we strip a focus token, then Juke can work a little bit better.
Oh, he doesn't have a focus token?
Well, a force.
So we've got range 3 shot here from Rack into Kylo.
Firing that shot, one hit.
One hit.
No meaningful damage through.
I would love to see the expression on Ken's face if this blanks out.
Nope.
He's good.
There's 3 evades.
I do not think he would be happy.
Absolutely not. Oh, my goodness.
So we've got Whisper here, range 2. With a target lock.
Got the target lock. Got Fifth Brother. Got the Juke. We're going to go ahead and roll the target lock.
Yep. Just got all the mods that they want. But
yep. Dice are still dice. 3 dice coming in off Kylo. There's 2 blanks. Stefan's like, you have to roll evades for me to juke him. There is 1 damage through onto Kylo.
Yep. So just take the 2 shields. Doesn't give you any points.
So he's going to take both of those down. Fire back. We got a range 3 shot into Rear Admiral Shirano.
Yep.
Can he claw back some MOV?
So he needs a couple of bits of paint.
Right. Oh, hey, there's something. 2 hits and a crit.
So Rat gets 1 dice here. Gets an evade.
Crit.
So takes hit crit, and it gives him half points.
There it is. So 92 to 59. Stefan Gunnar from Reykjavik has come out victorious in round 4. Congratulations, Stefan, and well played by Ken. What a great game to watch, Darren.
Absolutely.
One more time, if you would like to get yourself 15% off of the tokens that we're featuring in the stream today, those are from Curled Paw Creative, all acrylic, all exceptional, really. That's Worlds 2019 is your coupon code. Free shipping to all orders over $35 here in the continental U.S. Go ahead and check them out on Etsy. For the Gold Squadron podcast, I'm Asa.
And I'm Darren.
We only got 2 rounds left. We will see you in round 5.